everyone, my name is Jada and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about studying at Tsinghua University as an undergraduate student in particular. I am studying at the School of Architecture at Tsinghua and I'm on my second year. And the reason why I'm making this video today is because simply Tsinghua is great. When I applied 2 years ago, there weren't many platforms or I was trying to find on YouTube people who could talk about or respond about some jobs that I used to have. It was great on rankings. I'm really satisfied as a student about the lifestyle there. So I was thinking, why not making a video now that I'm at Tsinghua? And maybe there are some students that like me 2 years ago that they have doubts about I don't know, going or not going, or how lifestyle there. And I'm going to talk about some general stuff today, and if you're interested you can comment down below. I'll try to answer you, or I'll make another video in particular, specific video in the future. Oh, also another reason why I'm making this video. I don't know about you, but I have 10 followers now, and half of my followers are from Italy, and this video is also to make them understand that I'm not studying in the middle of the desert. I'm actually studying at a good university, and it's really hard. Yeah, of course it's the best university in China. I would say the best one in Asia, and architecture also in general everywhere is hard. But I would say that every major at Tsinghua is hard in its own way. Every major is hard, also for Chinese students. But for international students in particular, it's hard because it asks you a different level of Chinese. And for architecture students, as much as I know, since it's hard on its own, architecture is more like a mixture of maths and art. And about the creative part, it doesn't really ask you higher level of Chinese. But about other majors, most of the classes, except of, I don't know, calculus and some linear algebra, those math classes, all the classes are taken with the Chinese students. So they're all in Chinese. Chinese can be one of the most difficult things for you, since for me at least, Chinese is my third language, I guess. Yes, it is. And that's kind of the hardest part, to follow classes that are not in your mother tongue. But at the same time, teacher understand you. You have to tell the teacher, tell them that you are an international student. Sometimes you maybe don't have the courage to do that, but it's a good thing to say that from the beginning, because they do understand you. And in my opinion, since to apply they ask you for minimum level of 4 of HSK, and level 4 HSK in my opinion is not a really high level of Chinese. You have the right to tell the teacher that you are an international student, you need to be helped, or you can contact the teacher that maybe you need some materials in English, or you want to do homework in English. In my personal experience, most of the teachers are fine, and if they ask you to write in Chinese, they are fine if you add some words in English if you want to express yourself in a better way. I think that university is hard in general. It's hard, but I tell you, it's fun at the same time. Tsinghua University really balances out the hard times we have 2 exams period, the midterms and the final exams in 1 semester. And the midterms, some classes do have midterms, some classes don't have midterms. Some classes just ask you to do big homeworks. That's weird. All exams are usually put in one special week. A week after you are done with classes, you usually have this week of exams. If you don't pass a class, you can take it the next year. For the first year students, the classes that you don't pass don't count in the credits. They don't kick you out the first year, yes. If you're sure that you're trying really hard and you study, of course. The teachers are pretty considerate, yes. You have to balance out this hard times with fun times because Tsinghua is really fun. This is the most exciting part for me. Like if I skipped anything in the hard part, please tell me so I will maybe make another video. I have a list of fun things about Tsinghua, and it's probably the reason why I'm not depressed, I guess. Everyone is a genius there, so it's so important that it has so many factors that makes you feel that you're part of like a family sometimes. Usually you feel that after you join clubs. At Tsinghua there are so many clubs. I don't even remember how many. So many, yeah. And as an example, there's from the super classic choir to a wine tasting club. I heard about the skincare club, the Korean culture club, all kinds of sports like skiing, fencing, shooting, the classic stuff, volleyball, basketball, and all. In class, sometimes it's difficult to make friends, especially Chinese friends. And in a club, you really feel like you're part of a family. So join a club. Another thing are canteens. Canteens are so important, for me at least. The campus is like so big, so you have to travel around bikes, but I think you guys already know that. I don't like going to the crowded ones, but you have to because everyone takes classes next to the crowded ones. The variety of food makes me really happy every time that I go to a canteen because you can choose every day to eat something different. Yeah, it's so nice. Chinese food, so good. We just added last year vegan food, so nice for all of them because in China it's really difficult to eat vegan or vegetarian in general because in vegetables we usually used to put like pieces of meat. Yeah, from vegan to ramen, where floor is full of places to eat ramen, and also fast food. And the Tsinghua fast food is actually pretty good. It's really cheap. Tsinghua food is so cheap, and if you really cannot make it to a canteen, you can call Wanmai to whatever your dorms or school department. But at the same time, there are like canteens also next to dorms. The best ones are a little bit far away, but if you can go to a canteen, just go to a canteen. It's healthier and it's cheap. Dorms. International students stay in single dorms or shared dorms. The shared ones are maximum with 2 people, so you have one roommate. And in the shared one, you don't have the restroom, but it's fine. I actually stayed in the shared one for more than a semester and it was pretty good. And then I moved out to the single room, and the single rooms are a little bit small, but it's enough. You have a restroom of your own. I would recommend you guys is to get rooms that are in the South architecture student here, but it's actually true that when they tell you that living in the South side is really important. It doesn't actually matter in which floor you live in, because I live on the first floor and one of my best friends lives on the first floor with me, but she's on the north side, and her room is usually so much colder than mine. Because in some periods of the year we turn off the heating. In that period it's kind of cold still in Beijing, so if you don't have the sun in your room will be pretty cold. Remember, southern part, and it doesn't matter which floor. Like, it's actually better to live on the first floor, southern part, rather than 11th floor, north. Another thing about dorms, they just renovated the dorms last semester before the whole virus happened. Now dorms have a really nice kitchen every 2 floors, and we have a gym. We have also really nice study rooms and a conference room. Another thing, Chinese students. As I told you before, you should join clubs to make Chinese friends. Will I be able to make Chinese friends at school? The answer is yes, but you have to be a little bit more extroverted. Chinese students are great. Like, they're so fun actually when you get to know them. You should make the first step. They'll be really happy to get to know you, to talk to you, but you should make the first step. I have some great friends in architecture school. It doesn't cost you at all anything to make a first step. Because I know that many people had this image of the Chinese students. They're the top students of China, so they must be like a little bit shy or like nerdy, but that's not true at all. Students at Tsinghua, they look nerdy, but then you realize they do everything. Like the nerdiest guy is actually a basketball player. The girl that doesn't talk to anyone is actually a really good singer. So actually they all have like hidden talents. As much as I know, they're usually more open in clubs, events, but also when you have like class events, try to be spontaneous and talk to them, and then, I don't know, make friends and join clubs with them. It's really important to have a good relationship with your classmates. It's a thing in China, you will have like a lot of class gatherings in the future. Also, if you have some problems at school, if you make some Chinese friends, they will be happy to help you. Yes, they will. Don't worry. Since the campus is huge, I would recommend you guys to buy your bikes as fast as possible. I would recommend you guys to buy not a really expensive bike, because there are too many bikes. So your bike will be on the ground most of the times you go back to get it. And in the winter, there are so many ravens. I'm sorry for you, but you have to clean your bike many times. If you want to get a scooter, you cannot charge a scooter in your dorm. Remember that, because things exploded in our dorms. It's much easier having a scooter going around the campus if you're lazy, but I recommend you to bike, because biking is a completely different experience and your daily dose of sport. It's a pretty good way of doing sports. Talking about sports, I'm talking about some random things, whatever I think about. Sports. Sport is really important at Tsinghua. At first, I was like a bit, so now I have to do sports, because I'm not a really sport person. But after more than a year, I actually started enjoying sports. Especially during first year, you will have some sports activity with your classmates, and enjoy that time, because it's only in the first year. And the second year you have to run. And we have PE, of course. It's really bad when you don't get the PE class you want, but it really opens up your vision about sports. I started doing yoga, for example, this semester. I'm actually enjoying this more than I imagined. And I would never go and do yoga. In the universities in Italy, for example, they don't need you to do any kind of sports. You're pretty free to do everything you want, and then you study. You don't even live in a campus. While in China, it's more like a little bit more control. You're in the campus, you're close in this small town. You'll maybe start enjoying it. Yeah, since everyone is running, you can run with your friends, and sometimes it's actually really fun. You have to plan well your class schedules, and remember that you don't have to have 30 credits each semester, since they also deleted all the double major programs. So you don't need that. Unless you want to graduate 1 year before, you don't need to have like 30 credits each semester. But go to classes, every single class, go to class, don't skip classes. Because once you skip one and you skip twice, you will start skipping a lot of classes, so don't do that. You need to balance out your time, your fun time and your working time. I would recommend to take less classes also during the weekends. If you can avoid them, I will tell you to avoid them, because you might have clubs activities, or I don't know, maybe you want to go out. You can go partying in Wudao, Sanlitong, whatever you want. You can do that. You have time, you have the energy. When I ask my friends what they like about Tsinghua, they usually say the lifestyle. It's the campus, fun, plus working. I personally really love it too. You make great friends. For example, in Italy, you usually have this group of friends. You hang out maybe in the weekend and that's it. While in Tsinghua, you see your friends like every single day. Not just maybe they have the same classes, maybe your friends from other departments. You guys can go have lunch together, or have some like short meetings in the evening, or have a beer in Zicao. You're really surrounded by the people you love. So remember to have some time also for your own. I can talk about my own experience if you want in the future. Remember to comment in the comment section down below. I can answer you privately too. So if you want, you can add my Instagram. For today's video, that's it. I guess I've talked enough random facts about studying at Tsinghua. If you're coming, welcome. If you like my video, you can buy me a boba. And remember to leave a thumbs up and follow me since I just started and I still have just followers. It's mostly me awkward talking to the camera, and I hope I'll get used to it. And if you're interested on my personal experience, I can make another video. Yes, that's it. See you in my next one.